All right, everyone, here we go. A little twin flame journey update. I'm going to be a little detailed with this one. We'll see what we can find out. August here, I'm calling August a bit of a North Node sandwich. Starts out for the first, I'd say about the first 10 or 11 days of the month, to be honest with you. With the North Node interacting with Uranus and a little pinch of Mars thrown in there. And it's creating kind of a... it's taking all the energy that July brought in and it's building it up to kind of a boiling point. We've been calling it a snapping point for your person, right? For your runners. But it's also a snapping point for you as well, because August is about letting things go. Forgiveness, all of that kind of stuff. Seeing things for what they are and all of that. At the end of the month, the North Node comes in again. That's the other piece of bread in our sandwich. And it interacts with the wounded healer there, Chiron, right? And it makes for a month of a lot of learning. In between those two pieces of North Node bread are a lot of activity. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, August comes at you fast, August 2022. To that said, I'm going to pull a twin flame journey right now to see where we're at, because it's important for me to do that at the very least, since I'm the one who's going to be pulling readings all this month, and they're going to be epic, I'll tell you. Tomorrow, Monday, which is Monday, August 1st, I'm going to pull on the North Node energy. I'm going to do an all signs reading on the North Node. It's going to have Uranus in there, Mars and everything. It's going to be a very interesting reading. I think this is going to be a very interesting reading. I got two decks here. I got one for the Divine Feminine and one for the Divine Masculine. We're just splitting polarities. That's all we're doing. Right here, most of you are the DFs. You're the non-runner, which makes up the DF, is the majority of the non-runners in this cycle. Each one of these decks has its little miniature version, which is going to be clarifiers. All right, and I think I'm going to double layer the clarifiers in this. So I'm going to pull 2 layers of clarifiers for each to be detailed. Let's shuffle the deck here while I do the legal stuff. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. You're all on different timelines dealing with different people. There's a whole playlist of Twin Flame Journey. You might be at a different point in the journey. Find a reading that resonates with you if this one doesn't. For a good number of my followers, you've been around a while. You're right here. Here we go. As we know, as we always say in these readings, the Divine Feminine is driving a brand new BMW. The Divine Masculine is still driving that beat-up old 74 Pinto. So let's see where we go. They're a little bit behind. I can feel the energy is a little bit behind. But their pressure is building. They're reaching a snapping point for sure. And it's no doubt with a month that's got a portal, the Lionsgate portal on 8/8. Venus moving into Leo. Jesus Christ. It's going to be unreal. We're going to pull on everything this month we can. I'm shuffling the deck right now. Give me the Divine Feminine. Where are we at right now, universe? I'm just about ready. And I've got my shuffle. The Divine Feminine, you guys always come up, I always call it a douche commercial, right? When the animals running up to you in the forest saying hello and all that stuff. I'll show you the bottom card. It'll be crossing your baseline energy. It's the Six of Wands. I mean, it's just an energy of... There's a huge energy. The energy around you has transformed so much, and your internal energy has. I mean, it's just, again, you're about to get something you want if that's the environmental energy. The environmental energy is bringing you victory. We can phrase it that way, right? All you have to do to help the energy along, to go with the flow, is have some faith in it, okay? Not hope. Hope implies that something might not happen. If you're manifesting something, if you're trying to get something, you do it with faith, pure faith. All right, on top, Justice. Look at that. See, I knew that wasn't going to be a bad card. I didn't know what it was. It's Justice. I mean, I could have gotten egg in my face there. I read the energy first. I take a big risk doing that. But it always pays off. I know what I'm doing. You know, I've been doing this a while. Not here on YouTube, short while here, but long before I got here. Justice, yeah, it's a balanced energy. The energy around the DF right now is incredible. All you got to do is have some faith in it. That's all. The energy, it makes things, the energy of victory here and the environmental energy around the DF makes things go your way, right? Things go your way. They're inclined to. Anyway, it's minor arcana. You can get in the way with negative thoughts. You can hinder that. So what most people go wrong. Most people just don't go with the flow of the energy of their life, and that's why they're fucking miserable. It really is. It's as simple as that. But with justice here in the base energy, that's incredible. Justice is balanced energy. It's happiness. You've got something coming your way that's going to make you very happy. All right? We're going to double clarify everything, so we'll see. Let's pull on the... It's funny. I laugh because randomly at the bottom of this deck is a Page of Swords. And that is so your person, isn't it? So the runner. It's so fucking disappointing, right? It's so smaller than you thought they were. And they spy and they hang out in the back. I mean, it's just fitting. I hope that doesn't come back. I want to see some progress here. I'm shuffling right now. Give me the divine masculine energy. The masculine side of the energy universe. Let's see where we go here. Let's see where, well, you want me to do a big shuffle. Okay, we're doing a big shuffle here. I got stuff that wants to fly out. Okay, so I've told you about you, okay? And I don't have anything too bad to say here yet. I showed you your bottom card first. I'll show you theirs first. It's the Hermit. That's not bad. It doesn't really indicate a whole lot of action. I mean, let's face it, hermits come down from the hill for supplies once a month. And they call them supplies, which is creepy in and of itself. Someone here is, they're awake. I think the environmental energy is at least trying to wake them up. They know how they feel. They know what they want to do. It's someone who can no longer sit in the energy that they've been living in, right? It's an antsy hermit is kind of what I get here. I don't know. What's on top? What's their base energy here? King of Pentacles. I see it. That's stable. This is stable. That's stable. Both sides are stable, but in their own way. You're on the receiving end of shit. They're on the end of shit where they need to give. This is a King of Pentacles, right? He does receive taxes, being a king and things like that, but this is where people come to the king and the king gives, right? He's a generous king. Generosity here. This is within your person to be like this. I wish I didn't need to clarify. Okay, your person right here, the runner, the DM, is realizing a lot. The soul is awake. The environmental energy around them is trying to wake them up to the energy around them. It's someone who's ready to give. That's how the energy reads. Okay, again, that snapping point. We'll find out when we clarify it. Let's clarify the DF first. Let's talk about justice here, okay? Let's grab the little animal deck and we'll see. And I'm going to double layer these clarifiers, all right? So the universe already knows what I'm going to do, so we'll see. Let's see where we go. Tell me about justice here, universe. Why is justice here? Why? Well, again, fucking douche commercial. Here we go. This card at the bottom is going to cross the center card I pull, and it's the Sun. I mean, there is such an energy around the DF right now of getting anything you want, getting victory. You also, with justice here, and this card here being the affecting energy of the clarifiers, the environmental energy around the clarifiers, the Sun illuminates things. Things that have been hidden from you are coming into the light. And I see someone over here who wants to do that. I do. What's under that Hermit? Can I just look? Am I afraid? Yeah, the Seven of Cups. Card we've been seeing a lot, actually. We've been seeing the Seven of Cups a lot. They're aware. I feel this like really wishy-washy on this, and that's not good. We're going to see if this wishy-washy comes into the North Node reading I'm going to pull tomorrow. We're going to see a tower quite a bit. We saw a tower in the weekly reading, right? The overall energy was a fucking tower. And this is why. It doesn't allow for wishy-washy. North Node, August is a North Node sandwich, okay? And quite frankly, that North Node in Taurus is not allowing for wishy-washy. It'll slam you. It'll make someone sad. It'll make someone have a breakdown. It'll make things go bad. On your side, I believe you guys are going with the flow of energy a little better, okay? A little bit more. What's on top? 5 swords. See, the only thing that can stop this is you getting in the way, is you applying some doubt to any of this, okay? That's short-term thinking. Don't think short-term, think long-term. Okay? In other words, if you're sad in the moment, if you feel like if I'm telling you all this stuff, and you're like, that's not me, Steve, my life is horrible, it's shit, that's short-term thinking. You don't know what's around the next corner. Your life can change on a dime, just like that. It can. Ask any lottery winner. They went to bed the night before, broke, in debt up to their eyeballs and woke up the next morning with $800 million in their pocket, you know, or some ridiculous number, right? It is what it is. Always just be sure you're thinking long term here. This is worrying about this person coming in. If that's what you think your victory and your justice is happiness, it's balanced energy, that is short term thinking. This card falling here with an energy match in the background for the justice card is telling me that a lot of you, enough of you that it's worth mentioning, are thinking too short term. Okay? So keep that in mind. Think long term. Long term. Big stuff. Don't just wish for little things if a genie pops up. All right? Wish for the big stuff. Two of Swords. That short-term thinking is blocking true happiness. Okay? All right. We're going to double layer these, so don't worry. This is just the first layer. Universe knows I'm double layering. What's bookending the Five of Swords? The Star. Again, everything I already told you. All of this, even with the Sun here, all of this is everything I already told you. There's a block. Do not short-term think. If you're going to manifest something, make it big. Go for it. Go for it. If you want the moon, don't shoot for the moon. Go shoot for Mars, and you'll get the moon. Okay? Always aim higher than what you think you can get. And that's what the universe is telling the DF right now. Okay? Now, I'm going to pull another layer right on top of these three. No crossing card. The Sun still remains as the crossing card for the center card. Give me the second layer of energy, universe. I said I was going to do a detailed reading. I tweeted that the other day. This is how I'm doing it detailed. I'm double layering. So we're going to move these clarifiers over, and now we're going to pull the second layer of energy. And I have no idea what the universe is going to bring out here. I've never done the twin flame reading like this before. I've often thought about it, but I always forget when I get here. Let's see where we go here. All right. Well, Nine of Cups. It's not surprising. I'll show you the bottom card that came up for this shuffle. The Sun still applies. Actually, it doesn't matter because the bottom, yeah. These are all going to be good. The Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups, and I've got, well, okay, I've got a Five of Wands bookending this, okay? Stay out of your head. Stay out of your head. Be open. Know what you want. Three of Cups crossing the Wheel of Fortune. That tells me somebody's about to come in, right, and talk to you. All right, keep that in mind. Somebody, this as it applies to this, is a twin flame journey reading. So most everything here, except for this kind of message, which could, you know, the universe is telling you just worrying about this DM is short-term thinking, and that's sabotaging some real major shit that can come your way with the star there. Okay, real major shit. But aside from that, this reading here is telling me about the DM. Okay, and somebody's coming in to open up to you. The card of concern here is the Five of Wands. It's bookending the Nine of Cups. I say this sometimes, and I always catch flack for it, but I'm going to say it again. This person, and it's fitting for the Page of Swords that came up when I randomly picked up this deck to shuffle it. This person might disappoint you. You might decide you don't want them anymore. Okay? Make sure you know what you want from them. Make sure that you're open. And they're going to open up to you, the Three of Cups. Yeah. But make sure you know what you want. This is a card of communication. It's a card of the flow of water. 3 is a very powerful number in the universe. It's about emotional conversation flowing. But the energy around the Five of Wands, bookending the Nine of Cups, is it's going to leave you at the conversation is going to leave you at a bit of a crossroads. It is. Your opinion might change. That's why the Wheel of Fortune is here. It might change. Energy is always in layers. On one hand, somebody who wasn't interested is now interested in coming towards you because they're reaching a snapping point and they're now ready to give, right? They're now ready to be generous. Okay, fine. Their soul's a little bit open. There's still a little this in there. The Seven of Cups, but that's deceptive, right? There's the Seven of Swords. It's still the same shit. So they might show up and it might be the same shit. This Five of Wands bookending the Nine of Cups, it might not be what you're looking for, right? We talked about it a little bit in a recent reading. I talked about that Talking Heads song from the 80s, right? This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful life, right? Same as it ever was, right? That fucking song. Well, you might decide that, well, you know, they might be the short-term thinking on your part. Even the universe said it here. If all you're worried about is this, you're thinking too small. You need to think bigger. The energy around you is victory and justice. Okay? So keep that in mind. But if you're waiting to hear from the person, they're coming in, but I think it might it might result in inner conflict for you because it's smaller than what you expected. It's disappointing on some level. Let's find out why. Let's clarify this. And I said, I wish I thought it if I didn't say it earlier. This is one of those, this is nice. Even though it's got the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups underneath that Hermit, you know, they fight it a little bit. And that's why it gets downgraded from a king, I'm sure. This is one of those little pulls here where I wish I didn't have to clarify. Okay, why is the King of Pentacles here? Tell me about the King of Pentacles on the Divine Masculine side. That's our King of Pentacles under there. It's crossed by a Hermit. It's somebody who's awake, but they're getting in their own way of that awakeness with 7 cups and 7 swords underneath that 7 cups. They're getting in the way. It's not surprising. That could be why you're in conflict. Oh my God, I finally heard from this person. I got my wish. Oh, but Jesus, now what do I do? You know, it's like that. The universe is warning you against short-term thinking. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. If you move on, you've obviously grown then. If you've grown, you'll attract better people, better things, people that give more. Well, let's find out. Let's not judge here. Let's see where we go. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. Why is it here? Why? All right. All right. Well, okay, I'll show you the bottom card. I did it for you. Yours was the Sun, right? Theirs is there's my voice crack again. The center card of what I'll pull here in the first clarifiers is the crossing it will be the 10 of Pentacles. It's Pentacles for this person. This person here is really, really rethinking what's long term on their side, what it represents, a marriage they might be in, the way they've been living, however you want to phrase it. They have moments of clarity with the Hermit here about that situation. And then they get in their head about it. Oh, but if I leave, this will happen. Oh, but it represents a great deal of security for them, the way they've been living. It's like a security blanket. We could almost call them Linus, right? Isn't he that Peanuts character who runs around with a security blanket, right? From Charlie Brown. See, there's that 7 of Swords there I keep showing you. You know, it's somebody who's getting in the way of this here, of moving on from it. But they have moments of clarity. They just get in their own way from there. What's on top? The Star. Oh, look at that. It's really funny. They're manifesting their way out of something. Okay? Something long term. The way they've been living. They want a new life. It's held up until they put down their bullshit. I think we got a snapping point here again. I think this is why they're coming in. The second layer of clarifiers may tell us more. Yeah, the High Priestess, they're following their intuition. And what's bookending the Star? The Tower. Again, there's a Tower. What did I say? Rewind. I said it's a North Node sandwich month. That's right. August is a North Node sandwich, and the North Node's in Taurus. It's not allowing for what? Wishy-washy. And I've been saying that since the North Node moved into Taurus, and I pulled on that back in January. It's right here. Here's that Tower. Why is the Tower here? Because they have moments of clarity where they're ready to become the King of Pentacles. And take action, take control, be someone that someone can look up to, you know, be someone who gives, who's very generous, and they get in the way, they get wishy-washy. That is the epitome of wishy-washy right there, the 7 of Cups. What do I do? I should just stick with what I got. Even though I know the red one's better, I should just stick with what I got, and blah, 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 and it ends in deception, and boom, there's your Tower. This person here is delaying, pissing off the universe, as I've said many times, by delaying a manifestation, something that's destined. You know, there's an interesting thing. It's something they wished for, which is you, or a love like you, right? They're getting in the way of it, and it's causing towers in their world. Also, in another layer of energy, because the 10 of Pentacles is crossing here, a lot of your people are reaching that snapping point. This is the snapping point. This is the point where when this Tower happens, someone realizes that they can't keep living the way they've been living. And the universe has been hitting them hard lately on that. It's been hitting them real hard. Again, it's an energy of someone who knows exactly how they feel. They keep pushing it back. But at some point here, they're going to realize that they can't keep pushing it back. And when they follow their intuition, they come toward you. But for some reason, the reading is reflecting that when they do, and the universe is warning you that just worried about this person's short-term thinking. You know, when they do show up, they might disappoint you. Might put you in your head a little bit. Could be a conflict with you guys as well. Let's pull another layer of clarifiers and see what else the universe wants to tell us here. So basically, it's somebody who has moments of clarity, and they feel it, they know that their life is wrong and they need to fix it. I have never seen a soulmate cycle where the universe has tried so hard. These are very important connections. Okay? Energetically, you guys are already together up in the 5D. Energetically, you're already married. We'll phrase it that way. Okay? In the 3D, and what's funny is I got the Hermit, I got the High Priestess, I got the Star. They know it. And yet, they get wishy-washy about it. And boom, it lands them in a tower. How many times, and I've been saying this a lot since I've been here on YouTube, how many times is this person going to keep sticking their hand and heart in the meat grinder? It's called a meat grinder. It's stamped on the meat grinder is the 10 of Pentacles on their side. What they've seen as security. This person was, I say it all the time in the extendeds, these runners were taught all wrong about life. You know, I see it all the time. You know, it may not come from childhood. It might come from young adulthood and things that they've learned. Maybe they put too much value on pentacles and things along those lines. But I see it all the time with upwardly mobile parents that use the kids to move up. You know, I see it all the time. Let's go here. What else the universe wants to tell us about this? Now, just like this, your side is directed towards them. Their side's directed towards you. We might find out why you're disappointed when they show up here. I don't know. Let's see. Well, they're showing up. The bottom card is the 6 of Cups. I showed you yours. Yours was the 3 of Cups. Somebody coming to tell you how they feel. The 6 of Cups here, there's a lot of nostalgia, right? There's a lot of past lives here. This is a powerful connection. Knight of Swords. Swordsy. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. There they are. Center card. 6 of Cups crossing it. Yep, they're coming to get what they see as their 9 of Cups. You think they're your 9 of Cups. Okay, what's bookending I love tarot because it's such a beautiful medium for reflecting the energy. I'm reading energy and then I'm pulling cards. And here it is. It's the 8 Swords. I could have gotten egg in my face, but that's bookending the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is them rushing in to talk to you, to get their 9 of Cups, that they see the 9 of Cups. They want this. They want emotional fulfillment. They want their wish fulfilled. If they follow their intuition, they show up. If they don't, they land in a tower. Another layer of energy tells me if they follow their intuition, they show up, and it's something that they do rather suddenly. Okay? Things break free. They're rushing in. The Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. He's got a message. He's got one single bird in the air. It's like a Terminator coming with one mission, programmed with a mission. Must talk to the DF. Must tell the DF that they're my 9 cups. Must get those 9 cups. Pentacles no longer important. Blah, blah, blah. And here's what's bookending the Knight of Swords, the 8 of Swords. This is how they show up right here. And this is why you got the 5 of Wands here. You're like, you know what? I'll paraphrase you. Ah, fuck it. I'm done. Ah, fuck it. You know, it's you wait for somebody to show up. And when they show up under duress. They show up with swords, double swords. 8 swords here and a Knight of Swords here. They show up under swords to come get cups. It's what the readings have been telling us. Okay? Now I'm going to pull for this side one more layer across the top. It's sort of like a little mini extended, if you will, because this begs the question, why? They have this awakening here. And again, this is just where we are right now. Beginning of August, the beginning of our North Node sandwich. They're going to learn. August is a 1-2 punch. Just when you get up off the mat, you get hit again. You know, it's like that. Anybody that falls in these towers here, anybody that's wishy-washy. This is a tricky month, including right down the middle around the 11th or 12th, depending on where you are. We've got the shit stirrer full moon. That's what I'm calling it. I don't care what astrologers are calling the Aquarius full moon this month. It's the shit stirrer moon. And it's fueled by Lionsgate, portal energy, which I'll be pulling on, and the North Node sandwich that we're in the middle of, and Leo Venus, which is just, it's, you know, oh, man, don't even get me started. So here's why you're confused when they show up. Here's why you're like, oh, fuck this. You know, I'm going to turn my ass around now. Because even the universe told you over here, DFs, you've got a base energy of justice and victory. Justice, as far as the short-term thinking of this person, can just be seeing that you've moved on, that you've learned a lot, that you've grown, that you've moved past this. It can be seeing that. That's justice. That can make you very happy. You're no longer waiting because you got it and it's not as great as you thought it was going to be. That's one option. But the thing is, this has the potential to be great. I've got a star here. I've got some powerful energy. Both sides have the star. This is a destined connection. It's fabulous. It is a fabulous connection. It's just one side is growing so slow. They question it. They have moments of clarity, moments where that energy from the soul comes up, and then they question it, and then they pass on it and run away from it. And that is why we have towers. And we're going to see the tower a lot in August. We're also going to see the Three of Pentacles a lot, I believe. Now, over here for you, I do want to point out, so yeah, they're showing up. But you might kick them back to the curb, put them back in the oven to cook some more. You might have to. Because anybody who's showing the Knight of Swords here, very brave. The Knight of Swords has a message, right? It's my Paul Revere card. He rushed into town to say the redcoats are coming. Very brave, very brave. But in this, the way these cards play out, the way this energy is, Paul Revere got to the edge of town, just sort of whispered out, hey, the redcoats are coming, and then he turned his horse around and ran like a son of a bitch for the hills, right? Didn't even come into town. Just, yeah, I went to town. He just crossed the line a little bit, said his thing, and then left. Maybe one chipmunk heard it, you know, something like that. That's kind of what this energy is. It's someone who's not, you demand, you had a Three of Cups here. Somebody needs to open up. If they don't, you got some thinking to do. And this is telling me, what the universe is telling me with the Five of Wands is it's an easy decision. Okay? This is mild energy. This is bullshit. All right? It's a no-brainer. All right? This person's either showing up to get 9 cups or not. If they're showing up to get 9 cups, they need to bring 9 cups. All right? Not 8 swords of confusion and fear and well, my hands and excuses. Oh, it's an excuse machine. That's what it is. It's not an explanation. It's excuses. An apology from somebody requires an explanation. You can't just say, I'm sorry, right? It requires an explanation, especially for someone who's evolved this much over here in Empress energy as the Divine Feminine. You always come up in Empress energy or some sort of Nine of Pentacles type energy, right? So also, I will say an apology with excuses is also not an apology. Well, I'm sorry I fucked you over, but you know, my dog died, and I felt sad about that. That's fine, okay? That's fine. Usually you can get that apology through. You could sneak it through on a sympathy play, but it's still no excuse, okay? It's still no excuse. So we got a bit of an excuse machine over here, all right? But they are coming towards you. The universe, though, I do want to point out one more time, is telling the DFs, you can have anything you want. It's like Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant song. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant, right? You really can. Alice's Restaurant in that little metaphor is the universe. The universe will give you anything you want. You have a full menu. Do not limit yourself to short-term thinking. You're only cock-blocking the sun was crossing that. Your own happiness. Happiest card in the deck, the sun was crossing that. All right, so keep that in mind. This star for you is in a different position than theirs. This is the position you want this in. This tells me that you've got bigger fish to fry. So this person's either coming with 9 cups or they're not. Now I'm going to switch decks real quick. Just going to grab the witches, and I'm going to ask the universe why about this. Why? And about this. 7 cups and 7 swords killing the soul energy that they have. They have moments where they know exactly what they have to do, exactly what they want to do, and exactly how they feel about you, and they even admit it to themselves. The Hermit tells me all that, so does the High Priestess. And then, for some reason, they fuck it off, and they land themselves in a tower. Over and over again, delaying a manifestation, delaying the actual King of Pentacles energy, which they have the potential to be. Okay? Why? What's with this shit? This Knight of Swords coming in. I needed something better than an 8 swords there. Okay? Why are my DFs going to have a no-brainer decision of, nope, you're not done cooking. Get the fuck out. Okay? Why? Let's find out. See what the witches have to say. Well, I can tell you, before I even shuffle a goddamn card randomly at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands. Emphasis on the word page. That knight does in effect become a page. Right? With this card here, bookending it. This is, okay. Let's see. Let's just find out. Let's shuffle the deck. There's more the universe can say on that. And then we'll just call it a day. And then I will pull on the North Node. Because I think this energy changes, and I think it changes very quickly. This person's been in a lot of towers. I'll tell you why I say that. I'll give you some transparency here. This person's been in a lot of towers. We're going to see a lot of towers in August because I know these runners. And I know they're making excuses. I got it right here. Fucking excuses here in the affecting energy around them. And I got excuse machine here. All right? And they got to get real. I swear to God, I'll shit if I saw it underneath. Yeah, look at that. And every time they make excuses, I said I'd shit. There it is. It's a 10 of Wands. It creates a huge burden on them. Because why? Because the soul's already awakened on their side. They've had a lot of these towers. They can't take many more hits. They're not going to like the fact that you are, going, you're not as interested. This is one of those readings where a reader might say, and they show up and they're surprised by your reaction. And my reaction to that is, really? They're surprised? The Knight of Swords just went to the edge of town, yelled to some chipmunks that the redcoats are coming, and took off running like a chicken. And they're surprised by your reaction? No. It doesn't make sense. Let's see what's going on here. I got a page again. Page of Pentacles. Now I'm just pulling another layer on top of these here. So the Page of Pentacles is with the Knight. All right? Okay. They're slow to learn. This backs up what I was saying. This is a student card. They're slow to learn. The more towers that hit them, the more they follow their intuition, the more they get it. But this person is just prone to this behavior. 5 Swords. They're not thinking clearly. It's short-term thinking on their part. Their approach, this is interesting. The universe is saying they're living in 5 Swords. They're just a short-term thinker. Excuse machine. Well, I don't want to open up to them fully, which is all the DF is accepting because you had the 3 of Cups crossing that Wheel of Fortune. That's all you're accepting, is someone who's opening up fully to you. They're going, well, I don't want to open up fully. I'm afraid to do it, right? So I'm just going to kind of be an excuse machine and sort of make excuses and maybe they'll, whatever, forgive me, blah, blah, blah. So they're in 5 Swords energy. That's why they're showing up like this. You, on the other hand, the DF, is being warned against being in it. The universe isn't saying you're in 5 Swords energy, DFs. It's saying, don't be. You got bigger fish to fry. Don't even worry how this person shows up. You don't want a 74 Pinto, okay? What's bookending this Page of Pentacles here? The King of Pentacles, the very card there. The very card that's underneath this Hermit, their baseline energy from another deck, came up. This person here, they're nervous. I think the reason that they have all this short-term thinking and the way they show up this way is they know that you're the 9 of Cups. They know that you're the real deal. And I've said this to you before, and I will say it again. Nothing in this world is scarier than success. Nothing. Any asshole can fail. And that's short-term thinking. This person's like, well, I'll just, probably going to fail anyway, so I'll just fail. That's what they tell themselves. I think there's a self-esteem issue here somewhere. Okay? There's some insecurity here. I don't care how great your person is or how high level and executive they are. Those people are always insecure. Why? Because they're successful. And with success comes a fear of losing that success. Of one day having to go back down the ladder. Sort of a thing. Falling on the ground. Falling on your face. What I've got here is somebody who has learned that what they see as security isn't good security. Right? It's not really making them happy. And they want to communicate that, but they're nervous about communicating it. And we see it here. It's saying the same thing. It's the same fucking thing right here. It's just telling us about the 5 Swords. And what's interesting about that, the reason I point that out, is because I've got 7 swords again. The 7 of Swords crossing that 5 Swords in the center. So your person's doing it to themselves. Again, I reiterate, and I want to make sure I make this very clear to you. That tells me that they know what they're doing, right? They are well aware of what they're doing. They're doing it to themselves. The Seven of Swords, self-sabotage, making a decision to sabotage. They're aware of it. Proof? You want proof? 9 swords crossing the 7 of Swords, crossing the 5 of Swords. It keeps them up at night. It worries them. Basically, at the end of the day, they show up a little disappointing and a little bit of an excuse machine, initially anyway, because their intuition's telling them to do something and they're still not following the intuition. They still think that it's safer to stay where they're at and keep things where they're at. You're very new territory to them, and you're getting newer and newer as you keep growing. And believe me, keep growing. Don't base your growth on someone else. Well, I need to slow down so they can catch up. Don't ever do that, all right? Yeah, they're showing up, but they're going to give you some definitely a no-brainer decision in a lot of ways of, well, this isn't, you know, you needed to open up and you showed up with excuses. They're in short-term thinking energy. This person, there's no future with what they have on their side. They're aware of that. All right? They're aware of it. I'm going to, just for shits and giggles while we're here, I'm going to pull a center row with the Rider-Waite. Again, randomly at the bottom is a Page of Wands. That was randomly at the bottom of the Witches when I picked it up. Another Page of Wands. So they're coming in. That's communication, you know. But let's see here. I'm going to pull a future influence. Okay? I don't know which way it's going. I have no idea which way the wind is blowing on this. I'll decide that when the cards fall. I'm going to pull a future influence here. I'm picking it up after this happens. After they show up and you make your 5 of Wands, you know, turn around and go, well, this is not my 9 of Cups, you know. So you need to go back and finish cooking, DM. Let's find out. Let's get a future influence here. All right? Because it's an anything can happen month. I think they approach many times this month, energetically anyway. That's all I can predict. They're getting in their own way. Why do they keep doing that? All right, let's see. Page of Swords. There's the disappointment. Spying picks up as well. Temperance. Yep, I told you. Their reaction to you, your reaction to them showing up does surprise them, which again is part of that tower energy. Puts them in a tower, which is, you know, an emotional breakdown or something along those lines. It's a lesson learning thing. Your reaction actually balances the energy out here a little bit. What's bookending the Page of Swords? The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're like mommy. Okay? Whether you're male or female, the DF is like mommy here. All right? And they're a child. And you're teaching them a lesson. That's what these cards say. That's what the energy is. It's temperance in the base. Right? And then we've read Page of Swords. That's them showing up. There's the disappointment. Spying. There's a little bit of spying energy there. They're learning from you. You're the mommy. You're teaching them a lesson. And here, you want proof? Crossing Temperance is the Ace of Swords. They'll keep coming around and around and around. And until they show up, don't you worry about it. It's short-term thinking for the DF to even give a shit. Don't worry about it. Until they show up right? Well, just like a parent, you being the parent here, until they show up right. The Queen of Pentacles not waiting for anything. She got everything she needs. She's fine. That's what the universe is telling you here. Don't block yourself worrying about this. This will sort itself out. It's a Buddhist principle. All things sort themselves out. It's when we futz with it too much where things come into trouble. This will sort itself out. It'll sort itself out purely by the fact that you're a mommy, male or female, and they're a child. And it's just like you do with children. You send them to their room, right? And then they learn the lesson, slowly but surely. Some kids, you have to ground them for the same thing 3, 4, 5 times. That was me, by the way. I wasn't like that because I was stupid. I was like that because I was stubborn, right? Independent spirit. But the thing is, in looking back on that, the thing is, I was a kid. I needed my parents. I needed things from them. So I behaved. I got in line. Same thing here. They need something from you. In the animal deck, right? This deck over here, this is an adult deer with a fawn drinking some milk, suckling up on it, right? Nuzzling up. They're the fawn. They're the page. You know, in fact, that card with the fawn is the Page of Pentacles, and that's the first card that came out up here. When I pulled again and asked why. Why? Because they need you more than you need them. You're the parent. So what happens when they come in? Don't think you're going to lose them. Don't care, is what the universe is saying. They'll send them to their room, and until they show up, giving you equal, right? 9 cups from them, 9 cups from you, right there. Until it's close to equal, you've got to kick them to the curb. There will be a lot of reconciliations here. They will come around and around on a fast loop. If you're one of the people that hears from your person in August, you'll hear from, and you kick them to the curb, you'll hear from them 2 or 3 more times in August probably. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. And look at that. Underneath that, just proof, is that Page of Wands again. Over and over again, they're a child. This child will try. It's a curious child. They try new things. Curious children are good. They always try new things. Try different methods. Try different approaches. Right? The curious child, I might have been a Page of Wands as a child. I was somebody who, well, if I failed, I'll try it this way. Failed again, I'll try it that way. The universe is saying they'll keep trying. You know, they already know the truth. That's the funny part here, okay? Ace of Swords, Cross, and Temperance. They just need to balance it out a little bit. You're the balancer for them. They learn from you, you know. But they just sit in 5 swords. I swear to God, this energy drives me crazy. This Hermit, there's so much energy around this. This person knows exactly how they feel, knows exactly what they want to do. And they get in their own fucking way and create all of this shit with towers and all kinds of stuff. It's just unreal. That is where we're at in the Twin Flame journey. An approach, but it might end up being a little disappointing. All right? And that disappointment energy has come up several times. We had a Page of Swords randomly at the bottom of this deck. When I picked it up, we get a Page of Swords. When I pull on how they show up and what happens after it, shows up again. That's disappointing. That's something smaller than you thought it would be. And if it is, you got to throw it back. Right? It's just like fishing. If it's too small, you got to put it back. You need it to get a little bigger before anything. And the good news is it's really a no-brainer decision for you. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting growth and activity here. Most of the growth is happening on the DF side. So keep in mind that any reading I pull, your energy is in there too. Just reverse what I'm saying back. If you know, roles can always be reversed in a reading. But if I'm talking about your runner, just reverse it back and ask, well, how am I going to react in this energy? Always ask yourself how you're going to react in this energy when I talk about the various energies. Okay? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right? Good luck.